Hi, this is Green Acres Citrus Heights, and this is my houseplant greenhouse. I have orchids and more orchids, plus some other beautiful flowery plants in here, which I really like. This is more of a patio orchid. It likes it a little cooler than some of the others. Like that. We have air plants. Beautiful, lots and tons of air plants. These are Tillandsia. I have African violets, and it's a little bit of specialty color. This is called Streptocarpella. You don't see this very often, so if anybody likes this guy, come down and pretty much right away because I may not be able to get them again for years. So we've got terrarium plants in little pots, and we have the terrariums for them. Moving on, we have small foliage plants. And we carry our snake plants, Sansevieria. We've got lots of varieties. We've got a whole table full of them, and under stock as well. I've got my ponytail palms. And one lone, I love the botanical of this, is Dizzy Gothica. They call it Aurelia elegans. Some small dracaenas here. All different kinds. Dracaenas are wonderful plants, really easy to care for. They like low light. They come in lots of different colors. And they grow up taller, like that big one over there in the side. I'm running into my ficus table and my dry little bit of succulents. Most of these succulents are tropicals. They don't want to stay outside in the winter time. That's why we have them in here. Again, another whole table plus what they call money trees, Pachira. These guys are really good if you're into feng shui. The far left corner is the money corner. You put one of those there if you've got the light. We have tall plants ranged in here. I didn't want to group them all by the same type of plant. I like a little bit of difference to look, so we got to put everybody over here. And this is considered the hot wall. We have peperomia and Chinese evergreen, or aglaonema. Peperomias, the aglaonemas are great. They take low light, but not safe for pets. Peperomias are safe for pets, and they come in lots of different forms also, but these are not gigantic plants. Many of them will spill over when they get larger, and you can always pinch them back if you like. Look at this here. Got owl eye. Got these nice variegated. This one's called Golden Gate. Here's Schefflera. These guys get nice and tall also. And they come in a number of different forms too. Little leaf guys that get, again, they get tall. Larger leaf to give you more of that tropical effect of the tropics. You can, if you need to brighten up a little bit, there's a little busier, a little more energy with the variegated types. Tucked back in the corner here, I have all the philodendrons, split leaf philodendrons, or philodendrons or monstera, which the people are. So we've got Adansonii, deliciosa. We also have, this one is often called philodendron or monstera minima. It's Rhaphidophora, and many people have been asking for them by tetrasperma. Tetrasperma is a secondary name, and there are other plants with that same secondary name. This is another philodendron, Congo Roco. Baby split leaves. And, oh, we've got a Xanadu in here. Forgot I bought that. This one's called Little Hope. My peace lilies, plus Licula, which is this great big, nice round-leafed palm. But I don't get these small. I've just got these two, and probably won't get those again. just because they're not necessarily generally available. But peace lilies are available all the time. Again, not pet friendly, but if you have enough light, they'll keep blooming. They will tolerate low light. They won't bloom for you, but they get nice, big, pretty leaves on them. I've got my whole wall of hanging plants. Which, again, kind of mix it up on here just to give your eye a little bit of, difference. Give you a chance to look at it. And then, we went to the peace lilies. They like a little bit more moisture. So we've got the peace lilies, and then I've got a table here full of plants that like it a little more moist too. So the Tradescantia, also known as Zabrina, these guys spill over and hang when they get a little heavier. And I have a different kind here. For a while there, back in the 70s, there were tons of different varieties of these, and then it went down to about 2 that you could buy in the 2000s. Now we're coming up in the 2020s, and the varieties are coming back. So there've been people who've been curating them and keeping them, and now they're coming back into fashion. So that's kind of nice to see. Everything's kind of coming back around. This is called China Doll. This is another plant that gets quite tall. Doesn't like to dry out. Beautiful plant. If you can't have a fern where you did, you get some ferny-like foliage. Sometimes called zebra plant, Aphelandra. This gets a yellow flower. Stretches out when it goes into full bloom. You can cut it back when it's out of bloom. What do I have? Crotons with their cool, very, very cool foliage. This guy here. This is an oak leaf. The Petra does that as well. Folks are really getting into these guys. They're pileas. They don't really have a common name. Pilea. I think that's easy to remember. Carry my bromeliads. Got some more of these cool orange flowers, the Cassandra. They'll just keep blooming and blooming and blooming. Finish up, cut them back a little bit, bloom up some more. And Anthurium, another blooming plant. Any plant that's blooming, you need to have enough bright light to keep it blooming. I've got ferns. Lots of different kinds of ferns. And we did sort of split the table up. We try to keep it that way. These guys like it a little bit more moist and humid. These guys will tolerate it a little bit drier, but not dry. It's just different groups. There are a gazillion types of ferns out there. So some use water a lot faster than others. You can get, great variations with these. I always like that one. I got some tiger ferns, which is a Boston that's variegated. And then this is a Trillium. Many of these ferns you can have outside on the patio as well, but there are some that will not last the winter. This is a truly tropical, but it also doesn't require a great deal of moisture, unlike the maidenhair types, which need it pretty much bright light, slightly cool, slightly moist. That's my little rhythm. And we've got Calathea, which I really like because they've always got this cool, fancy foliage. Calatheas don't like to get too dry either. There's a few varieties where you really, really need to balance it. There's some relatives, the prayer plant, which is Marenta, not Calathea, but it's related, and they take the same sort of care, so I try to group them together. And a lot of folks really like the Stromanthi here. See how pretty that is, and if it's, now if you can see the light through that, you can't really. Mine at home, when it gets the light, it's very pretty. It's like stained glass. And then we do carry some indoor pottery in here too. We have a lot of indoor pottery inside the store. But then we have some of these guys that we think are kind of cute. Different shapes. Even some hanging. And these guys come with a little S-hook, and there is a plug there. Usually we like to let plants dry out between waterings. That's the end of my tour. Thank you for watching, and please come visit. See it in real time.